Søren Kierkegaard, the father of existential psychology, once wrote, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." This sentence explains the entire psychology of regret. According to Kierkegaard, regret is not a weakness. It is not overthinking. It is not negativity. Regret exists because humans live forward without certainty, but understand backward with clarity. When we are making decisions, we are confused, emotional, limited, and afraid. But when we look back, we suddenly see patterns, outcomes, and meanings. Regret is born in this gap, the gap between living without knowing and knowing after living. Part 1. Choice. Why regret begins the moment you choose. Kierkegaard believed that the deepest human burden is choice. Freedom sounds beautiful, but Kierkegaard argued that freedom is actually terrifying. Why? Because every choice eliminates other possibilities. When you choose one path, you close other careers, other relationships disappear. Other versions of yourself die. Regret does not always mean, "I chose the wrong thing." Very often, regret means, "I am haunted by the lives I did not live." Kierkegaard's idea is simple but brutal. Every choice creates loss, and regret is the emotional response to that loss. Part 2. Possibility. Why regret grows in imaginative minds. Kierkegaard introduced a famous concept called the dizziness of freedom. This means that when the human mind sees too many possibilities, it does not feel excited, it feels anxious. People who regret deeply are usually intelligent, creative, self-aware, because they don't just see what happened, they see what could have happened. According to Kierkegaard, regret is not caused by reality, it is caused by possibility. The more possibilities you can imagine, the more regret you are capable of feeling. Part 3. Inaction. Why not choosing hurts more than failing. Kierkegaard made a powerful claim. Not choosing is still a choice, but it is the most dishonest one. When you act and fail, you suffer, but your identity remains intact. When you do nothing, regret attacks your identity, because regret of inaction says, "I never even tried to become myself." Kierkegaard believed that regret of inaction feels heavier because you avoided responsibility. You didn't lose, you didn't fail, you avoided existence. Part 4. Time. Why we judge our past selves. Unfairly, Kierkegaard warned against a dangerous mental habit, judging the past with the knowledge of the present. Your past self did not know the outcome, did not have today's experience, did not have today's clarity, yet regret punishes that version of you as if it did. Kierkegaard would say, "This is not wisdom, this is self-cruelty." Regret becomes toxic when we forget the limitations of the past self. Part 5. Despair. When regret turns into self-rejection. Kierkegaard did not just talk about regret, he talked about despair. Despair, according to him, is not wanting to be oneself. Healthy regret says, "I learned something." Despair says, "I reject the person I used to be." This is where regret becomes dangerous, because instead of learning from the past, you start hating the self who lived it. Part 6. Self-betrayal. Why regret feels moral. Many people say regret feels like guilt, even when no one was harmed. Kierkegaard explains why. Regret hurts because it feels like self-betrayal. You betrayed your intuition, your values, your inner truth. This is why regret is quiet but persistent. It doesn't shout, it whispers, "You knew better." Part 7. Anxiety. Regret is anxiety that spoke too late. Kierkegaard believed anxiety is misunderstood. He said anxiety is the possibility of freedom. Anxiety appears before decision. Regret appears after avoiding it. In other words, regret is anxiety that was ignored. It is the mind saying, "I tried to warn you." Part 8. Night. Why regret comes in silence. During the day, people escape themselves. Work noise screens rolls at night, these disappear. Kierkegaard believed regret surfaces at night because the self finally has space to speak. Regret does not grow stronger at night. Distraction becomes weaker. Part 9. The future. How fear of regret creates more regret. Kierkegaard warned about a tragic loop: fear of regret, avoidance. Empty choices Deeper regret. People start living safely, not truthfully, and this creates the very regret they feared. Part 10. The solution. Kierkegaard's leap of faith. Kierkegaard never promised certainty. His answer was courage. The leap of faith. This does not mean religion. It means choosing without guarantees, acting without proof, living without complete certainty. Because regret from action heals with time. Regret from avoidance rots inside. Part 11. Kierkegaard's final truth. Kierkegaard believed regret is unavoidable, but despair is optional. You will regret something. That is part of being human. The real question is, will you regret trying or regret never becoming yourself? Because the greatest tragedy, according to Kierkegaard, is not failure. It is never choosing to exist fully.